Hey, what's up everybody, Chris here, back in No Man's Sky Synthesis with a brand new update. Of course, we have one that has just gone live for both the PC version of the game as well as the consoles, and this one brings some really important changes, especially fixes for a very rare ship scrapping exploit that was letting players earn hundreds of millions of units as well as thousands of nanites very fast. We also have some fixes for tech upgrade stats as well as multi-tool upgrades, like for example the terrain manipulator having buggy interactions with the environment. And finally, we also have a ton of crash fixes to go over. So if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up on it would be super appreciated, and let's get to it. There's about 30 changes included in the new update, but to start with the more important ones, there was an issue that was causing the bury technology to be destroyed when using the terrain manipulator to dig them out, and chances are that this happened to you on more than one occasion. It also happened to me, and this seems to have been fixed in the newest update, though if it still presents problems to you, I suggest trying to dig your technology from the sides or from below. Try to approach it like that, because chances are that it's not going to destroy the buried tech if this issue still persists in your gameplay. But again, this has been fixed with patch 2.23, and I can definitely confirm that this has been fixed in my playthrough as well. There's also a couple of fixes over here for the infamous ship scrapping glitch. This was basically what was giving players hundreds of millions, if not even billions of units, as well as hundreds of thousands of nanites as a result of an exploit that was letting us to basically scrap the same ship over and over again. I already talked about this in the previous video, but according to the patch notes over here, Hello Games fixed a number of problems that could occur when repeatedly re-interacting with the Starship outfitting terminal, and then the second one fixed an issue that could add invalid ships to a player's saved ship data after salvaging a ship. So there's that. This was basically how it all worked. You could repeatedly interact with the console, and before the actual ship even got deleted, you could go in and scrap it again. I actually went in after this patch was applied and tested it out, and now when I'm trying to do it, I cannot interact with the outfitting terminal the second time for at least a few seconds after scrapping my first ship, which gives the game enough time to basically spawn my next ship. But as far as the rest goes, I'm actually glad that they fixed this, because this was a pretty serious exploit. Anyway, there's a number of bugs over here for missions as well as rewards that have been addressed with the newest update. One of them was for the issue that was causing the wrong rewards to be listed when handing in missions on the space station mission board. And if you did any of the missions on the space station, which I imagine very few people do nowadays, it would list the wrong type of reward when trying to give it in, even though in the initial screen when taking the mission in the first place, it might have shown it the proper way. So this was fixed. If it listed anything like, for example, units instead of nanites or items instead of the others, yeah, this was addressed with the newest update. Another one was for a rare issue that was causing players to become stuck in a conversation with Polo on the Starship communicator, and I believe that this is going to be a major relief for those who started a new playthrough and are following the main storyline again. We also have a couple of fixes for the backpack, especially for the issue that was causing the backpack to swoop into view when opening the inventory in the Starship, and then another one in the VR mode that could cause the backpack to be visible in VR photo mode. So these were also addressed as well. Another one was for the multi-tool purchase, bringing up an incorrect UI when taking the multi-tool from an NPC and not from a terminal. Also on the subject of tech, movement upgrades are now guaranteed to upgrade the jetpack tanks alongside whatever other stats they might roll. And if you remember my previous video, I mentioned this before. If you saw your jetpack not having the same amount of fuel as it did before the synthesis update, it was because some of the upgrade modules were changed around, or better yet, some of the stats on them were changed, and you would lose some of the upgrades for the tank capacity. So in my case, I simply scrapped the old ones and installed new ones with tank capacity. But if you didn't do that already and you're still seeing these issues, these should be resolved in the newest update. Another one is for the shield lattice bug that was preventing it from increasing your hazard protection. And finally, a very important one, this was for the bug that was incorrectly hiding underwater protection upgrades from the quick menu when players were low on oxygen. And this is basically a bug in this whole contextual protection upgrades in the quick menu that were added with the synthesis update. This isn't like how it was before when all of the protection upgrades are available at once. It's all depending on the type of environment you're in. Let's say you're on a frosty planet, you're going to see your frost protection upgrade and not the other ones that are not relevant, such as for example radiation protection. So that's a part of it, but this was causing an issue when being underwater to not see the oxygen upgrades. So this has been fixed and you can access it really quickly, but this was also preventable by simply going into your regular inventory manually and doing the recharge from over there. Also for the VR there's a couple of other fixes included, and one of them that was preventing photo mode from being available while in the ship in VR, and another one that was preventing players from leaving the terrain manipulator create mode also in VR. Anyway, the new patch includes a lot of other fixes that I'm going to list down below. You can follow the links in the description, and there's also some crashes being addressed, including a few ones that I'm going to mention really quickly. One of them was for the crash when using the pulse drive to fly towards the freighter if the freighter is your mission target. Another one was for the crash caused in the pirate AI, for the network replication of AI Starship. Another one that could occur when leaving the Nexus mission details page for the Nexus mission UI, and finally on the PC as well as the Xbox One when trying to redeem your bonus content, such as for example your bonus ship. So these are most of the changes over there. Again, go ahead and check out the links down below if you want to check them out. But yeah, this is some pretty important update over here. Of course, just the patch getting polished and fixed here and there, and we should definitely see a few more of these until everything gets stable and smooth. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and peace.